All right, anybody else go to the grocery store and pick up flowers that look like this? All right, today I'm gonna show you how to take these and turn them into this. All right, so a couple of years back, I was like obsessed with Pinterest like everyone else, and I kept seeing like mounded flowers in the center of a table because let's be real, at Thanksgiving or any kind of other holiday, when you have a big flower arrangement in the middle of the table, it's hard to have a conversation. So I started trying to figure out how I could make pretty table arrangements with low flowers that I didn't have to move because I like them on my table. And I can't say I invented this system or this method. I just kind of figured it out. And I want to share it with all you guys, so let me get to it. You are going to start with this, it's the wet foam, it's the wet floral foam, which if you have kids, they will undoubtedly press their fingers all through this because it's really squishy and leaves indents. I pre-soaked 2 pieces. I cut it into squares and I pre-soaked it so it's nice and wet. I'm just gonna take a plate, a regular plate, and I'm gonna put the foam in the center of it, and I'm gonna work outwards from this. Let's open these up. Dun, 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 dun. What I will do now is I'm gonna separate my flowers by type because the worst thing in the whole wide world, and I do this all the time, is I'll start kind of a pattern and then I'll run out of one. So I'm just gonna separate these. The big flowers like this are really important because they take up a lot of space, so this will help fill up your arrangement. After I have the flowers separated by type, I'm gonna start with the roses because these are kind of the hero flower of this bunch. They're actually very pretty. They look like a sunset. I have my floral shears. They're actually just my kitchen scissors, but I only use these for all my flowers. And you wanna cut the stem. Don't cut it too short to start with. You're eventually gonna cut this pretty short, but I make the mistake all the time of cutting it too short, and then you're kind of out of luck. So, you know, I'm gonna need to cut it a little bit more. I'm gonna start by pressing that first flower. Once you make a hole in the foam, you wanna kind of commit to it because it normally doesn't let you use that same space again. The flower will kind of flop around. I like to take that hero flower and spread them out. And don't forget about the sides. You wanna make sure that you have some stuff in the sides because you want this to be a mound. You know, you can do your flowers, like if you wanna do them all like one color in one section or another color in another section. I'm sort of just spreading them out. I'm not sticking to one color in one spot, I don't think. Right now, it just sort of looks like this. And I'm going to take the next hero flower, so to speak, and those are my Gerber daisies because they're nice and big. Now here's the trick. You want as many large flowers as you can to fill up a lot of space. So if you don't buy a bouquet like this at the grocery store, if you're buying like individual bundles of different flowers, buy the big ones. Like hydrangeas are really good. Gerber daisies are good. If you don't wanna be kind of stuck using whatever's available at the grocery store arrangements, you can just kind of pick your own flowers. So I do that a lot. I will buy, like if I'm doing a white or if I'm doing pinks or blues, I will just buy those colors. So it just kind of looks like this. It looks a little bit like a Dr. Seuss flower right now. We're gonna take now my biggest flower in that grouping, which is hydrangea, and I cannot say that word. Yeah, you're gonna be shocked at how far down you actually cut these. Because if not, you're gonna end up with a giant like puffy flower arrangement. And the whole point of this is to keep it low so you can talk to your guests around it. Okay, so now I'm gonna fill in some of these spots with my carnations. Don't be afraid to put 2 flowers next to each other. You don't have to spread everything out. Sometimes I like to group them together so you get a little bit more of one color in one section. I feel like these types of flowers are always kind of the throwaway flowers in the bunch, but we're gonna use these to fill in a lot of section. But before we do that, let's take these little purple guys. And these are definitely ones that I'm going to kind of like place a few together in a section so we get more impact, because if not, it'll sort of look like just polka dots. And I kind of play with them, pushing them in, pulling them out. I tend to like different heights because I don't want it to look like a big ball of flowers. but that's up to you. And you want to kind of just turn as you go and look at it from all sides, especially because you're gonna have people sitting on either side of your flowers. So you wanna make sure that there's no like gaping holes. What's nice about flowers like this that have a few on each stem is if you do happen to see like an open area, these fill those in really nicely. So I sometimes save these ones for the end. It's starting to look really pretty. Let's show you. All right, so that is how I turned grocery store flowers into a beautiful Thanksgiving centerpiece or any holiday. If you happen to try this, tag me so I can like all of your photos, and happy Thanksgiving.